Okay, we're going to get started on a bike ride today. I got here on Saturday and it was a long drive with all the rain, but I made it. And then yesterday, Sunday, it rained all day. So today's the first day I've had a chance to really ride. And my sister Jada's been bothering me. Oh, you got to ride around Havana. So I'm going to ride around Havana and show you guys the town. I think these little towns are wonderful. And then I'll end that video and do another one where I ride out in the country because I need a longer ride than just putting around town. So hang in there with me for a few minutes and we'll get going. Okay, so we're going to start with the city park here, the main park here in town. And it's got these wonderfully gorgeous trees. It's like a lot of Florida and Louisiana places. To see the trees. It's so green. It is hot. It's probably 92 degrees, 93 degrees, and it rained all day yesterday, so it's very humid. But let's get going here. Since it's during the day, there's nobody at the park, but usually there's people walking, walking dogs, jogging, doing exercises. So it's a very busy park. There's a playground. There's a lot of events here at this park. And it's got a great little walking trail. According to legend, not legend, the little, the history. It used to be the site of the high school. And that was torn down when they built, another high school. And they made the site into this beautiful park. So there, Jada, because I know my sister Jada's watching. There's the library with the red roof. So very nice little library. This is the veterans. They have a little veterans park area for all the veterans. Very worthwhile. And then I'm going to ride over here and I'm going to show you the butterfly garden. This town, Havana, has a lot of civic organizations and groups. They do a lot. It's a very, very active town. And so this is the garden club. Made this beautiful butterfly garden. And they keep it up. And I know it doesn't seem like much to you guys, but the truth is that these little towns have such great civic, people feel like they're responsible for taking care of their environment in their town. And they volunteer and they do these things and they spend a lot of time on these beautiful little gardens. This rose garden is sometimes the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. The garden club here does a lot of beautifying and amazing stuff here. They're very active and they sell plants once a month. There's a trying to get back onto the sidewalk. There's a farmer's market and they sell plants there. So, and they're very reasonable, very reasonable. This is the town I live in now. And it's a nice town. It's a nice town. It's got beautiful old houses. This town's been here a long time. We'll see that in a few minutes. Of course, we've got people mowing. Let's get into the street because, to be honest, there's not anybody coming. Everybody's at work. It's a Monday, and everybody's at work. Most people, anyway. And the downtown is actually closed. It stays open. Big happenings on Saturdays and Sundays. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, everything's closed so that people can have some days off. Because it's mostly, really, all local people own the shops downtown. And so we'll see what that looks like. It's a beautiful tree. This is the new police station fire department right there. They just built that and they needed it because the old police station and fire department is here on the left and it's just this tiny little thing. But I'll tell you, One thing about Havana Police Department, that's the old police department, anytime I've called them, and I have had to call them, you know, they've been very responsive. And I mean, some officer calls you right back and they investigate. They're a very good police department and they take everything seriously. This is one little section of the shopping. So on the weekends, this little town, Havana, is really close to Tallahassee. And so, and Tallahassee has a lot of beautiful things too, but this little town has amazing antique and these little boutiques down here, you know, just like a lot of towns nowadays. And it's all locally owned. Everybody, you know, all the shops that I go to and that I know of, they're locally owned. So if you want to support local people, this is where you come. This is a major highway through town. We'll go through the little back town here in a second. And I'll show you more. Okay, so we crossed the main street. And this really is, First Street is kind of like the main little activity street here where everything happens on the weekends because there really is a big social group here. So this first place, and I'm going to pause, this is the main, one of the main dining areas. It's called Off the Rails. It's an Irish pub and there's a lot of musical things that happen here, bands, karaoke. There's they've just redid it in there and they put like you know, pool tables, gaming stuff, you know. And then down here, Wanderings, that's a nice little store. Hey! And ice cream store. This was a fudge store. I think they closed down because the lady had some family issues or something. I don't know. And then this one's a new little store that I have. Oh, no, it's a hair salon that I haven't been in because think about it, I'm not here. I'm traveling. So when I come back, all kinds of stuff that I didn't see. All right, and then we'll go around. All right, straight ahead on the right is Wheezy's Cottage. You see Wheezy's Cottage. And on Friday nights here, there's a big social group who comes to Wheezy's and has wine and hangs out on the porches and stuff. It's actually a shop where, you know, you can buy things. Everything's closed today. That's why there's no cars here. But really, I will tell you, this is the friendliest town. If you came here, and I personally, I go to Wheezy sometime when I'm in town. I personally see that people come from out of town and they're welcomed. And they make friends and they come back. And sometimes people move here. I mean, there's people who have moved here just because people are so friendly. This town is known as the friendliest small town, and it really is. These are antique stores here. The White Rabbit just opened. That one's local for Tallahassee, but it's not owned by somebody here in Havana. And it's a super nice boutique right here. They're closed, but that must be somebody that works there. Straight ahead is Bernard's. They're a great, I love Bernard's. I always find things in Bernard's. He goes to like estate sales and all in South Florida and buys really cool things. So, and then here on the left, there's some businesses, insurance businesses and that. And on the right, there's a little restaurant, Gawky's. And then this is a little back street. I love this Planters Exchange because in there's not just one vendor, there's many vendors in there. And there's like the Shade Tobacco Museum because that's how this town started. They grew tobacco here. Was the main thing right there. On the weekends, I think it's first or one weekend a month or something, they have a big farmer's market out here. So I better move out of the way. But it's right here on this town. See, everything's kind of closed down today. All right. Everybody's wondering what I'm doing riding around. Probably not. Actually, they don't care. Of course, there's a beer and liquor store. Of course, there's a gas station. Of course, there's a bank. This is the back side. Of course, there's several auto zones here. Auto this and auto that. So we'll go ahead and ride out a little bit to the main entrance of the town. Let's cut through here. Make sure everybody's coming. We'll just cut in this bank. And like I said, this is really, if you're looking for a friendly place to come, this town is it. People are so nice and there's so much going on. And I've never seen, people not be welcoming here. And they were welcoming to me when I came to town. They're just nice people. So this is not a bike route. Florida usually has good bike routes, but this one's a sidewalk. But in Florida, generally speaking, they have good bike riding because the weather's so good and people get out and ride bikes, right? It's the main street. You get the idea. I'm going to ride out a little further. Hold on, I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, we rode out of town because I wanted to take a picture of the big town of Havana sign. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and head back in. There's a Ford dealership, believe it or not. And we'll head back in, ride down a few streets, and then that'll wrap up Havana. I love these little towns because, you cannot capture the character on film, but you can get an idea. Everything is so cute through here. This is going out of town. It's an amazing place here. And there's a lot of amazing places, but this is one of them. Okay, let's ride on back in. Kind of on a hill here, so I'm going to work a little bit, unless I just turn on the pedal assist, which I don't like to do. I have to use it a little bit just because it's such a heavy bike. But anyway, so this is what you'll see if you're riding into Havana from Tallahassee when you're coming into the town. It's a very walkable town, to be honest. All right. There's always some craft thing down here, or people get together a lot. There's a lot of different kind of groups, like age groups that go to Wheezy's at different times, and people celebrate, birthdays of town members. That's the charm of being in a small town, is because, if you don't know that person, your neighbor knows them. Or, you go into the hardware store. There's a hardware store here. And, everybody's been working there a long time. And, everybody knows each other. I mean, that's the positive. I mean, but I guess if you don't want everybody to know you, then if you don't want to make friends, then this isn't for you. You want to be more anonymous, then you would want to live more in a city environment. So it's whatever's good for you. I personally prefer small towns to big cities. I just got out of that New Orleans area, and to be honest, I wouldn't want to live there. I mean, there's a lot to do. Don't get me wrong. Let's cut through the parking lot here. There's a lot to do over there. I mean, I could have gone to a different restaurant every day and never saw the same one twice, but if you are interested in being social and having, friends and meeting people, then something like this would be better, because when you go, there's only a couple restaurants, and so you're going to see the same people over and over. And eventually, even if you're not the most outgoing, sociable person, there's a bunch of churches here. Of course, whatever church you go to, they probably have one here, because churches are important in the South. whatever, whatever you like to do, I mean, you can probably find to do here. You can, I rarely, when I'm home and stuff, or when I stay here in town, I mean, I rarely go to Tallahassee for any kind of entertainment. Now, they do have things like Costco and, big Walmart and all that in Tallahassee. And so I go over there for that. But generally speaking, for entertainment, restaurants, I usually just go down here because I know I'm going to see somebody I know and end up talking to people, and, and they'll end up talking to me, and I'll find out what's been going on while I've been gone. And since everything's a small neighborhood, you know your neighbors. My neighbors watch my house while I'm gone. And so if something weird happened, they would text me immediately. It's just got nice, quiet streets, very country. Birds chirping. Now the clouds are coming back, so I hope it doesn't rain. Just making a big loop. There's a country club and there's a neighborhood on a lake called Havana that I'm going to ride out to. It's a little bit out of town. But for the most part, this is the main town. This is it. So I think y'all have the idea. Jada, this is what you wanted to see. You wanted to see the library and the park and the little, the cute little houses. They're really cute. And everybody has nice big yards. It's quiet. I mean, it's really peaceful here. If that's your thing, if you're trying to go out and party all night, I mean, you might want to be down by the college. But let's go ahead and we'll end this video, and then I'll take it out of town and we'll start the next one because, everybody has short attention spans now, and that includes me. So, all right, see y'all in a minute. Well, it started raining, so I was starting to get out of town, and started pouring, and I made it back home before I got too wet. But we're going to have to just wait on that other part of the ride. I think hopefully this won't last too long, but you never know. I mean, it could rain, and then if the roads are real wet, it's not a safe thing really to ride, on the pavement, wet pavement with a bike. So we'll just try maybe tomorrow or later today if it dries up. It's been so hot, so it might. And so yeah, but here's the video I promised you, Jada. I should have it out there for you ASAP. All right, y'all take care. We'll see you on the next one.